All right, hello, welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. We're back today. We're playing more Call of Cthulhu. And if you're watching this, you can see that the elephant in the room is not in the room. So, intro, you're pointing the right way. Mostly, you're pointing there. It's the other way.
Oh, I am. Oops.
Yeah. Sorry. Everyone's pointing.
Trace also pointing the wrong way.
I got
it. What? Yeah. That's nope. That's not right either. So yeah, Steven's not here. We had a little bit of a falling. So I would like you all to then tell me what do you think the falling out was over? Starting with you, Melissa. What do you think it was? Like he and I had a falling out.
Oh dear!
I've kicked him out of Adventures in Lollygagging. So what do you think? So just just to get our little role play going. What do we think?
I'm gonna say some movie related something or another. Like
wow.
There was some. Oh no! I figured out what it is.
Okay.
Because he likes the dolphin. Because we talked about it last Saturday, and that was just too much. That's what it was. That's what.
Yeah, I mean, I like dolphins, like the animal. They're cool. But the professional sports team in Miami can go suck it. Okay.
That's what it was. That's
right.
going to be my
Maitreyi, what do we think the falling out is over? What do we think it is?
Oh, I think it's because he is insisting that Pastor Wood did commit self-defense, not murder, and actually looked up statutes of California laws to support his argument, which didn't actually support his argument.
Mm-hmm.
So I think really that was your falling out.
Okay, I mean that's a good one. I mean that is definitely a classic one, especially as it pertains to this particular campaign.
I think so.
Absolutely ridiculous argument he made. By the way, like absolutely, there's nobody who thinks that was a good argument. Okay, Ashley, what do you think?
He missed our outstanding game date.
Oh, that's a great answer. We invited him, and then he pretended that he
didn't get an invite. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. That was our 13th reason. And as I explained
to him that I did give him an invite, he's like, this is actually sounding kind of familiar now. So
I was on the fucking thing when you guys invited him.
Yeah.
I heard the invite. I wasn't even invited.
You have no evidence of it. I'm like, I have 5 eyewitnesses that all can attest.
It's probably recorded before or after stream.
All right, Long, what do you think the falling out was over?
It's not think I know. It's been brewing for so long now. We all know Steven and Melissa don't get along. There's something underlying that. You're getting too close with him, Jeff. And that's why Melissa finally got rid of him so she could have you all to herself.
That sounds like Melissa.
There's just a full, clean breakup.
Yeah.
That's the best answer.
When I say I kicked him out of Adventures in Lollygagging, that's a nice way of saying Melissa cut him, like physically, with the razor blades and things. It's probably why he didn't show up to game day, to be honest. He was afraid of what Melissa might do. So
also, chat got involved and said, did he badmouth 13th Warrior?
I think he actually likes that movie too. So I think we can. Oh my goodness. What was that? Was that Dragon? It was Dragon Maid, right? Because Dragon Maid, we made up. Someone said thunder, and anytime I hear thunder, I have to just be thunder. Waves make thunder. The thunder cliffs. God dang it! It's like every time. Anyhow,
can confirm.
We should cancel this whole Call of Cthulhu thing and just play 13th Warrior. Let's just do that.
Is that a thing we can?
I think 2 people might have seen 13th Warrior, and it's one of those because I forced her to.
Ashley's, one
of them's not here.
I'm Googling.
12 Angry Men.
12 Angry Men and its sequel, The 13th Warrior. Yeah, classic. Absolutely.
Have you seen 12 Angry Men?
I have seen that a while back.
Yeah,
it's like a elementary school thing. I think they show you.
It's 13th Warrior is a little different, but yeah, it's more like a prequel, maybe. Say happens long ago. You would like 13th Warrior, knowing you. How do I always get on 13th Warrior conversation? But anyhow. All right. Well, we've got no Steven, so we're gonna press forward nonetheless, and we're gonna see what trouble that you all can get into. And if anybody wants to get his character killed, I'm for it. So you just go right ahead. That's fine with me.
He did give permission for some social faux pas to be done on his behalf.
And we have Rick Luke, who is Will Timespan. So
yeah, he's basically Rick Luke. Just Rick Luke is basically Will Sawyer, just better. And I was going to say so Steven spammed me a couple messages today about what I could do with his character, and I was just like, I can do whatever I want. You're not here. I mean, that's just I don't need these messages.
I mean, really though, in true lollygagger fashion, he's going to stuff his face with food, and then when anyone turns to him, be like,
the classic turkey leg.
That's what we do.
That was that was our ongoing joke in the home game. It's someone like if somebody could make a session, their character was just chomping on a turkey leg or something the whole session. And that's why they couldn't talk.
Yeah. And it's a dinner.
You guys are going to a dinner party.
Perfect. Yeah.
So and there's turkey. So maybe.
But you know what this means is that Patrick can go a whole session without Will offering him alcohol.
I don't think so. Maybe Will won't offer him alcohol, but you guys are going to a
other people. Other people most certainly will, but Will can't be the one to do it.
It's not going to be compounded.
Right?
Yeah. All right. We ready to get going? Ready to start up?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So close a few things down. Man, I have so much information. It's so dumb. Oh god. If I got paid by the word based upon my GM notes for Call of Cthulhu, I wouldn't need a job. Okay. So last time around, we've been in Yucatan. We've been in Merida for something like almost 2 days now, and you guys haven't gotten anyone killed yet. So, which is really interesting. Haven't killed anyone yet. And so last time around, you guys essentially just did a little research. So Carmelita, Patrick, you went and paid some visits to a few survival shops and stuff, learned a little bit about local guides, got a couple names, learned a little bit about Sancho Dominguez, who was Jonathan Brooks's right-hand man back in Mexico City, and he led the expedition that was coming here. You heard a little bit about them, how they were going to a place called Chichen Xochitl, which is something that you've heard once or twice maybe in the past. Like it was sort of a phrase that popped up once or twice. And you know that they were essentially trying to put themselves forward as academics from Mexico City, it sounded like, and people kind of looked at them as being newbies and not really knowing what they were supposed to do in the jungle. And you also learned a little bit about the fact that if anyone wanted to get anywhere, you had to talk to a man by the name of Francisco de la Vega, who was a Henneken farmer, or at least he came from that kind of stock. And the route that Sancho Dominguez took would have crossed over his lands going south into Chichen. And so you learned a little bit about that. I think Bev and Will, I believe, went to the Museum of Anthropology. And you kind of learned that there was a surprising lack of it. There's a surprising lack of information about certain subjects that you were interested in. And I think it was mostly you were looking at some stuff on Chichen. And you also got kind of the same confirming information about about Sancho Dominguez and all that sort of thing. And then Marie, you went, I think, over to the airport for a little while. You tried to see if there was you tried to track down some sort of paperwork or something along the lines of the plane that they had taken out of Mexico City to get here. And it doesn't look like that plane has returned. The basics that you all have learned and like the little piecing together was that Sancho Dominguez and his crew went to a place called Chichen Xochitl, and they hired as guide Jacinto Esposito, who was like considered the best guide, and they never returned. And while people aren't necessarily surprised that a bunch of like Mexico City like academics might get lost in the jungle, they were surprised that like the best guide was somehow didn't return. Then I think it was the next day, Patrick, Will, you got up and you decided to pay a visit to old Rick Luke. As you heard, he is a American explorer who's been going around the Yucatan and has been doing some research in the area. And you had breakfast with him, like some little brunch with him, did some little drinking, and you hired him, not necessarily consulting with Marie, Bev, or Carmelita, but you hired him contractually. And then you invited him to a dinner later that evening because you all had been invited to go see Francisco de la Vega. You met his assistant who found you guys in your hotel and invited you all to come. And that was basically that. So I think we last left off. So let me go ahead and sort of reset the scene. We're saying it's evening time. We kind of open up on this sort of beautiful looking kind of palatial mansion, northern Merida. We can see like it's sort of along the grandest boulevard, and it's facing this beautiful tree lined avenue. You can see there's all these other estates that are scattered about here or there. It's 2 stories. You can see there's like this central portico, these Corinthian columns. It's got this kind of neoclassical look to it in some ways. And you all had just walked up towards the front door. Off to the side, there's like a driveway that led up. You can kind of see almost like a nice car or something like that, probably covered under some sort of protective covering. And you ring the doorbell, so to speak. You pull on the chain, then like you hear the ding dong go off, and almost immediately the doors fly open wide, and you see Francisco de la Vega. And Francisco de Vela, to remind you, is movie star handsome. He's a beautiful looking man. His hair is tightly combed over. He's wearing this like silk white coat with a little kind of pink flower in the front pocket. He's got these black slacks and these beautiful fancy shoes. And you hear the sounds of like kind of music playing in the background, this little kind of guitar kind of playing around. And he looks to you all and he says, welcome to my home. And he proceeds to like introduce himself. So he'll go up to one after the other. I think he'll go up to Bev first. So Bev, he's going to step in front of you. Are you Dr. Beverly Key?
Yes, I am. It's wonderful to meet you.
Oh, wonderful. I've heard that there has been a small expedition of Americans here in Merida, and we're led by someone of great academic esteem, and that is poking around in our backyard, so to speak. Please come in. You're quite welcome. I am very much interested in hearing about your expeditions and your adventures across the world. It is a very quiet out of the place. Merida is sleepy. Very rarely is there anything interesting to talk about. So someone, your worldliness, will be able to provide us with a wonderful dance. Yes.
I would love to.
Wonderful. Yes. And he calls up Pablo, drinks, please. And you see like this like waiter come up, and he's got this this tray, this beautiful reflective tray, and he's kind of handing out looks like bottles of beer, and he's got like some fluted, looks like, it doesn't look like wine, but it's these relatively fluted like stemmed glasses that have this murky color in it. Then he'll start going around and introducing himself to each of you, and he'll kind of go up to Marie. Oh, you look so very familiar. What is your name, madame? Yes.
Oh, me?
Yes, of course, sir.
Yeah, yes. My name is Marie Wynn. I'm surprised that you would recognize me.
You look so familiar. I wonder if, you are not a performer of some kind, are you?
Yes, I dabble a bit. I'm a singer by trade.
You must entertain us this evening. You must sing us a song. You must at some point tonight. We must hear I'm sure it is angelic. Yes.
Oh well, of course, but I would imagine a home such as yours, as beautiful as it is, I'm sure, much more lovely voices than mine have graced this home over the years.
Well, we have certainly we have entertained, of course, but I'm sure you are just being modest. And then he like kind of floats over to like Carmelita, and he's like, because he's like hitting the women first. He's like, well, good evening, and he kind of like he greets you in this case like in Spanish. And he's just like,
reply in Spanish.
Yeah, and so you see this little little exchange, and he's just very, very kind. Welcome to see you. My name is Francisco de la Vega, and he like grabs your hand.
Mr. de Vega, I have heard of you, of course.
Of me? Oh, stop it! Oh, what have you heard of me? What have you heard? Only terrible things, I am sure.
Nothing so bad. And she laughs.
Oh, I see. You have secrets, so that is fine. Everyone is entitled. And And then he'll like shift over to the gentleman. Hello there, Mister. And he hold his hands out to you, Patrick.
You can call me Patrick Brass. Thanks for inviting me to your home, Mr. Vig.
Oh, you are most welcome to be here. Most welcome to be here. There's a very interesting accent. Where is it that you hail from? I know you are American, but I know that the American culture is very diverse. Different places, different sounds. Most of the men and the women I have met have been from Texas. You know, with the accent. Yes.
Yes, most of us from Arkham.
Arkham. That is in the Massachusetts. Yes.
Yes, you're well versed.
Oh, wonderful. There is not much else to do but read and think of the world. And wonderful. And he kind of goes to the next person, and it's like Rick Luke. And so I'm just going to play with myself for a second here. Hello, Francisco. I am Rick Luke. And then it's the exchange, etc. And then over to Will, and you can see like there's handshakes and such, and etc. So he shuffles you all in, and you can see when you move in that like the place is as beautiful inside as it seems to be outside. And you can see that like the entry hall itself it's like this whole palatial mansion is 2 stories high, and you can tell that the entranceway, the height of the ceiling is the entirety of those two stories. So you can see it goes all the way up. The floor is like this checkerboard marble. You can see these curved staircases with these beautiful brass balusters kind of curving upwards. You can see that there is like a hanging on one of the walls here. There's this large, like impossible, like 10 feet tall, kind of large oil portrait of what looks like a conquistador. You can see like it has like the helmet and everything. You can see that there's like routes going this way and that. You can see there's a beautiful chandelier hanging down, and there, like standing next to you, is like this waiter who has a wonderful kind of black attire with this colorful bow tie, and they're holding out a tray, and they're kind of coming up to you with these different drinks. So we'll come to Patrick in a second because he has to do a check. But the rest of you, do you partake?
Oh, of course. Oh, thank you. And Marie will kind of make eye contact with the folks that are kind of bringing the drinks out. We'll look at them directly. Oh, yes. Gracias. Thank you very much.
They kind of nod and give you a little smile. So there's basically 2 things in the tray, Marie. You can see one of them appears to be a like a darkened bottle of some kind. It looks like it just kind of looks like a beer bottle, to be honest. But you notice that they've been already snapped. Like, you can see like everything's open and uncorked, and they're like chilled at the same time, lightly. It's not like frozen or anything. And they place it up there. And then there's this other, it's like, again, like a little fluted glass, and you can see that it has a slight cloudiness to it, and there's this kind of fragrant scent to it as well. And so, like, which do you take as they hold this out in front of you?
I would take the second one, but she will definitely, like, she'll take it and say thank you, and then also kind of definitely kind of sniff it a bit, you know, as we've come across nectar in different places. So she is a little suspicious, perhaps. And so before she immediately takes a drink, she will kind of take a moment to just kind of sniff this drink a bit.
Okay, you get. There's no smell test. There's only listen and spot hidden. So Chaosium, and honestly, like, I'm pretty sure Pelgrane Betrayal, like, they just don't like the concept of smelling.
Missed opportunity.
It smells fragrant.
Okay.
There's definitely a smell of like maybe honey and like anise. It's got this it's kind of almost like a floral fragrance to it.
Okay. And so not noting anything that smells like mossy or anything in that direction.
No.
Then she will just very ladylike, just take a sip.
Okay. It tastes very much like a sweet fermented kind of honey drink. It's flavored in that way. It has it almost tastes like dessert like in some ways, in terms of its sweetness. Okay.
And so she will do kind of a little curtsy almost, and then kind of move in the direction to kind of look at a painting or something.
Okay. What about the rest of you? Carmelita, Bev, do you partake in the booze?
Yeah, absolutely. Carmelita takes one of the bottles, thanks the server, and moves over to the conquistador and just kind of taking that in.
Okay, fantastic. You might even recognize the beer, to be honest. It's something that you might have seen, even in Mexico City. You might have seen it. It's a so it's it's Carta Clara. So it's like a bottled pale lager, and it's brewed like here in the area and near Merida. And so it could be something that you probably have seen. So I would say it's probably not uncommon to you. And so you grab one of these, you wander over towards that painting. What about Bev?
Which drink does Mr. De La Vega grab?
He already had one. When he opened the door, you can see he already had like a drink in his hand. But you definitely see that now that you look at it, he has like a glass that looks much like what Marie took.
She'll grab the same drink then.
Okay. And he looks at you and he's like, wonderful choice, ladies. Yes, yes. And then he'll like saunter over almost following the waiter who comes over towards Patrick and offers him the tray. And you, sir, what can we get you this evening? And we see, I'll say like Will and Luke both grab beers. You do.
A wine.
A wine, well. And so like the waiter like grabs the same drink that Marie has that he has and by the stem and just kind of hands it over towards you. And he says, Mr. Price, may I call you Patrick? Do you mind?
Of course. May I call you Francisco?
You may call me Francisco. Yes, of course. We are fast friends. Wonderful. This is a wonderful, it's a sweet honey wine. How would I call it? Strabenton. It is of my origin. It is a little regional flavor for you while you are here visiting my home. Yes?
Sounds delightful.
It tastes wonderful. So, Patrick, you can go ahead and roll your test, your POW test and such to see if you can withstand this.
All right.
See if your mouth will shut up for you this evening.
I did succeed.
Okay.
Which means I'll hold on to it, walk around with it.
Okay, fair enough. So you're not necessarily drinking, you're just sort of nursing it a little bit as you wander around. Okay, so it sounded like a few people were moving around looking at paintings. So as you settle in, whoever's like settled in by that giant painting, and you notice that's not the only piece of artwork, but that is definitely the most noticeable piece as you come in. It's like right underneath where these beautiful staircases wrap around. And he'll like give you a second to take your sips and look, but when he sees people over there, he will step up next to you. I'm gonna share something with you here really fast. You can see what the painting looks like. It's again a man in a kind of conquistador outfit. You've got the kind of the classically recognized helmet, bearded man, and you can definitely tell that while it's not like a perfect realistic license, it's fairly realistic. And when you are lingering there, he comes up to, I think it was Carmelita was one. What about Marie and Bev? Did the two of you move over as well?
Marie was there, yes.
Yeah, Bev would go over and she'd actually ask if this is his ancestor. I believe it was the conquistador.
Yes. Okay. You have a very studied eye, Dr. Key. I should not have been surprised. Yes, this is my ancestor from several hundred years ago. This is Francisco de la Bella Casal. It is a likeness I am told I have read is somewhat accurate. You see, I have a few of his other belongings elsewhere in the home. If you are interested, I can show you them later. But
I'm not sure of the artist per se, but this was done many years ago. We found it when we were renovating the governor's home, and I've made sure that I hired the best of preservers to ensure that it is back up to the standards of the day. It looks in wonderful condition. They did a wonderful job, did they not?
Gorgeous job. Absolutely
Thanks.
fantastic.
Yes, yes. It is important to know where one originates from. Yes, regardless of good or ill, knowing one's history, knowing one's family, lineage, it is paramount to understanding self, is it not?
I would say so, especially as an anthropologist.
Yes, I have not been particularly studied myself, but I am a collector, you could say, of local local finds here and there. The ruins of scattered about the jungle. There are all sorts of fragments and finds, and you can walk up to them and grab something of value. Sad as it be, but they must be preserved. Yes. I have thought perhaps of maybe making my home more public to allow for a visitorial wing of sorts. But I've also recently aligned myself with the Museum of Anthropology to ensure that some of the finds that we have here in the jungle are properly curated and kept within the bounds of our home. Yes?
Yeah, you've done wonderful work with the museum. I was there the other day.
Were you now? Oh,
Yes.
I'm so pleased. Well, I don't want to take the credit for this. I'm merely a financier. I myself, as I said, I'm just an amateur. I see something that I like, and I try to learn a little bit about it. That's all. So,
Your efforts can't be taken for granted, though.
Oh, you are far too kind. Far too kind. And so, if you are interested, I could show you more of the home. There are other things to see.
I would love that. We would love that.
Yes,
Of
yes,
course.
absolutely. Is this gentleman? Were you named after this gentleman?
Yes. In fact, I was. Yes, I was. Oh, you are very sharp. All of you, very sharp indeed. You perhaps will fare better than. Never mind. We shall talk of that later. But yes, Francisco is my namesake. Indeed. Yes. And
That's
yours,
lovely.
Mali. Is that a family name?
Yes, it was my mother's late sister.
Your mother's late sister. So your aunt, you say?
Yes. She passed long before I was born, so I never met her.
That is a shame. But you live on. She lives on in you. Yes. Was she also a performer?
No, it is not. In fact, the pride of my family that this is what I have taken on. My father was a doctor and mother a philanthropist with his funds.
Well, those are certainly valuable endeavors, but to be a performer, a singer, one who brings the music and musical arts to the world, this is a noble profession. This is something that we should treasure. Oh, I'm sure
You take
it's
a far kinder opinion than my family does, but it's much appreciated.
I see. I would wager that in time, if not already, they probably are quite proud of you. Quite proud, yes.
Well, thank you, and really, you should keep your all of these things you wish others to see at the museum, so that your home can be more special for those that you choose to let in. And she sort of like winks at him as she says that.
Yes. That is it is a very interesting point, is it not? I do not host very often, to be honest with you. It is normally when I do, I take my social endeavors outside of the home. It is not a common practice of mine to host here, so I will offer you my apologies if my staff and I are a bit out of practice. Normally we would meet downtown at the casino or some other place, but it felt like this felt like a special event. World travelers and such that want to regale us with story. quieter
Then-
here than out. Yes.
Then we will all take this as the special occasion that is. And she's just sort of like looking to everyone with a like grin of like, yes, so special that we are here and we will take it as such. But yes, we would love to see what more you have, right? And she's kind of looking to everyone else to be in agreement and as enthusiastic as she is.
That's why we're here.
Well said. Now, if you would retire with me to the salon, it is this way. I shall alleviate Pablo of his duties. I shall be your tour guide this evening. Pablo will make sure that the kitchen is aware that you have arrived, and they can prepare a meal. It is going to be a fine meal with the tastes of all of Merida, all of the Yucatan. Yes.
And so he starts to move you all kind of in the direction, kind of leftward, basically, after coming inside, and you kind of move into this this room that has a relatively lower ceiling, but is still kind of tall ceilings. You see these almost like a French like chandelier hanging down. You can see this beautiful curving mahogany credenza. You can see there's all these different displays. Some of them on the wall, some of them are kind of on tables, some of them are within these glass display cases. Like you could see everything from like metallic crucifixes. You see some jade masks. You see some like fossilized coral and rock and such. And you can see like there's like plenty of places to sit, and you can see he moves over and to where there's a small record player, and he plays a beautiful song, and you can hear the sounds of like as it starts to waft out this kind of classical Spanish guitar. It's instrumental. There's no singing along with it, but it starts to waft out as he kind of flips to a new record. And he kind of starts pointing out here and there to these different places, and this is where we first find. So some of the first finds over here, yes. And Jacinto Esposito, many years ago when I first met him, he led a expedition across my lands to give a proper assessment of their entirety, and I found some of these within a wonderful ruin nearby. And he's like kind of pointing to this and that. What are you all doing? As like the crowd moves into the salon here.
Ever since we met him at the doorway, I'd like to be studying his motions, his words, like a psychology on him, see if he really get his intentions, if he means what he says, sort of deal.
Yeah, you can give a psychology roll, sure. Wow, so rude. And nothing.
You never know.
Just
I rolled a
right
9.
to it.
That is extreme.
Wow.
Nice.
I mean, you get the sense that he's very friendly. You don't get the sense that he is like, yeah. You don't really get like vibes to suggest that he is doing this with like an ulterior motive in mind or anything like that. I mean, he certainly seems to have like a level of performance, but he's also a host. And as he like moves from place to place and he points out some of these different items and things, like you definitely see he like skips over one or the other, or he kind of clams up, and every now and then he says something he quickly skips over. So like, yeah, there's definitely a few things here and there that he seems to be hiding from speaking too verbosely about, but you don't get like any outright "I'm gonna murder you" vibes or anything like that from him.
That's good to know.
Okay. What about the rest of you? What are y'all doing as he just kind of tours this large salon of his?
Carmelita is very specifically hanging back and trying to be discreet because her intention is to get a sense of both him, but also this new group of people that she's just started to work with. So she's hanging back to kind of watch everybody's sort of interaction with each other, with everything. Specifically, though, I don't know if she would have caught this, but I'd like to kind of make a mental note of the stuff he didn't talk about. And maybe kind of about. I don't know if she would got that wrong.
You would need to make those psychology tests because right now only
Okay.
Patrick has kind of observed that. So if you want to make a psychology test, you can go right ahead.
Cool. Yeah, I would love to. me psychology. And let's see. It's not showing up on my thing yet. Is there
Yeah, you got to
anybody
pass.
else thing?
36 under 70. If you want to spend one
Okay.
luck, you get a hard success.
I will.
Okay. Yeah, I would say you hear much of the same. In terms of like where he hesitates, it definitely seems like he hesitates over like there's like this collection of what looks like stone or terracotta fragments like in one of the casings. Same thing with like another casement that has to do that looks more like jade like in terms of the fragments. I would say those are the two places. And you definitely see he kind of like you heard him a little bit like trip over mentioning Jacinto Esposito and like going on an expedition for him once, but nothing like it's honestly nothing that is too it's too over. It's nothing particularly over.
Sure.
Had the two of you
Sure,
not
sure.
been like carefully studying, you probably wouldn't even.
Yeah. That makes sense. Thank you. That
Okay.
makes sense. Thank you.
What about you, Bev? What are you up to?
Oh, yeah, she's paying attention to all of this knowledge and these items. This
You
is
have
her.
archaeology?
Oh, yeah. 70.
Give it a rip.
Oh my god, 73. I will spend
You wanna
the
spend
3
three?
points. Yeah.
Okay, so he as he's like kind of moving around and changing the record and everything, if you go over to like some of the displays, so there's two noticeable displays. One of them, like I said, looks to be a collection of at first from a distance it might look like stone, but as you get closer, Bev, you realize it's more like some kind of terracotta fired clay kind of vibe going on. There's a lot of like different broken ritual figurines and like kind of votive offerings and such. You can see that there's like faces, there's headdresses, some masks, some animal features. I can show you a picture of them if you would like to see them.
Yeah. Is it very like Mayan and Shoshul people in nature?
So you are very unfamiliar with the concept of Shoshul.
Yeah. I think we found some mentions that it's like a subgenre of Mayan culture, but also I didn't.
From the Cartwright book. The Cartwright book was
Yeah.
very inconclusive, and what you would and like one of the problems with the Cartwright book is that it came across as more like explorery as opposed to
Exactly.
like academic, and so like you
Yeah.
would probably as an academic not feel
Disregard
like you have
it.
I wouldn't say disregard it. I would just say you wouldn't feel great confidence in how he categorized some things.
Got it. Okay.
But in terms of like assessing, yes, they definitely, this is definitely of Mayan origin. You would probably recognize like on the top row, there is like a large headdress piece that you think is probably related to like the maize god. And then like there's one, speaking of performer, you would see there's another one, like some of these headdresses, these are kind of elaborate facial tears that's been broken, seems to reference some kind of like ritual performer. You would think without proper like clear dating, just looking at this from within the glass, these things have to be like a pre-classic to late classic period. Like they've got to be very, very old. Like they certainly predate the painting by in Francisco de la Pellicazar by several hundred years, you would think.
Okay.
Okay. So as you guys all sort of like look around, you're examining various things. You definitely hear the sounds of Will and Luke hitting it off. Like there's definitely a lot of conversation between the two of them as they move around to these different encasings, things hanging from the walls and such like that. And you see the two of them like laughing and talking about stealing this or stealing that and putting that in a museum or this in a museum, etc. Robbing culture, that kind of stuff. Classic white dudes in the 1930s. So I do that just because I know it's gonna make Maitreyi laugh if I say it. She's so gone. Look at her. Okay. So all that's happening, and Is anyone? Yeah. So is anyone before I kind of keep moving? Is anyone doing anything else?
I would say Marie is looking around the room, kind of looking to see, like, as we're moving through the house, I should say, like from room to room, kind of looking to see anything that looks like, the proverbial scrape on the floor that you might, swing a bookcase out, or like any of those kinds of signs of something hidden.
Give me a spot hidden.
All right. That is a 22 under 72, which is a hard success.
Okay. So as you guys start to lead, kind of as like the little like museum tour he's taking you on, you leave the salon, you go down this kind of short hall, you find yourselves in this library, and you got these floor to ceiling shelves of all sorts of different volumes. Many of them seem to be in Spanish. Many of them leather bound. A lot of them, you hear this. Suddenly, you hear a sound like from the back, from like either Rick or Luke, or like, oh, look, like as they recognize an explorer's name or something like that, and all that kind of stuff. You can see that there is a glass case that has like an obsidian knife and some like little codex of like a fragment of some kind of codex here and there. There's also like a display of like a rusty helmet that looks remarkably similar to that which was in the painting in the entranceway, and you can see hanging up on the wall and displayed is this beautiful sword. The one thing you would notice in terms of spot hidden, Marie, you don't see any like hidden scrapes or anything, but you do see a kind of a camouflage door in the paneling of here of the library that looks like it goes into like a private wing. It doesn't look like it's being obscured. It's just there to kind of camouflage with the panel. You would guess it's just a door, but it's something that would be easily missed if you weren't looking.
Got it. I want to let other people kind of look around this room, but she may try to position herself in such a way that perhaps a clumsy woman might elbow something, open something. So, like, she'll see where that doorway is and just sort of be moving in that direction as other people are doing.
Okay, sure. So you just kind of wander over towards it. There's plenty of so that's fine. What about the rest of you? What are y'all doing?
Shut up, Francisco, a bit. Ask him, large house, see a family here, live alone?
Oh, no, it is just myself. In obviously the staff, of course. They are here as well. My parents, unfortunately, they passed some years ago. And I never married, never found the right woman, you could possibly say. It is just myself. Much to the chagrin of my parents, of course. I am sure that they would very much have liked me to settle down. But there is still time, of course. There is still time. I am still very young. Yes, there is no reason to.
And he's probably like late 30s, early 40s, but he looks amazing.
What about you, my friend? Do you have any family? Do you have any children?
Not children, but I did have family. I almost got married, but that fell through.
Almost. Sounds like there is a story there. I very much would like to hear stories. That is part of the way
tell you all about
I
it.
want to. Yes. Tell me. What happened?
She thought I was crazy.
She thought you were crazy? Oh, you seem like a very sane man. Why would she think you are crazy?
I don't know.
You don't know. I don't believe you, Patrick. I think you are keeping something from me. I said yes, we can all have secrets, of course, but you offered the story.
I'll tell you a little bit myself then. Just
yes.
Go into where we've been recently and how that's kind of been going.
So what are you telling them? Tell them about?
Yeah, just the place we visited. Yeah,
Okay.
Ethiopia, our last visit.
You went to the Horn of Africa. Oh, I hear. Are the deserts as treacherous as I have read them to be?
Surprised we made it out there alive.
Oh, well then, that is what is it that brought you to Ethiopia? That seems like such a remote place to go. And from what I have read, it seems like a very dangerous place right now. Geopolitics is not my preferred topic, of course. But what part are you there?
Some inner reflection. Except I lost my wife.
Oh, you lost her. She
Soon to be, I guess.
I'm so very sorry. She has passed?
Oh, not like that. You know how it goes.
Like in a store and you could not find where she went, or?
Not a little sense. Things weren't working between us.
Ah, I see. Because she thought you were crazy. Because you go to the hottest place in the world to get some inner reflection. Why would anyone think that is crazy, my friend? Oh, that sounds perfectly sane to me. Of course it does. Okay. So while Patrick's like chatting up with Francisco, Marie, you can see is like sneaking over towards this hidden thing. What about Bev or Carmelita? What's the two of you?
Ash, go ahead, because I don't think Carmelita is doing anything special beyond what I mentioned already, which is just keeping an eye on everybody and just kind of seeing what they are up to right now. So I think I would like to say she sees Marie. I don't know if she does see Marie singing over.
You can see Marie. Marie's not hiding. I mean, you might not be able to read her mind and know her intention, but you can see where she is in the room for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Bev would probably continue looking just at the artifacts to see what else she can glean from them.
Okay. So yeah, in the library, you can see two things. You have history, right?
I have some. Where did it go on me? If I recall correctly.
Yeah, you can roll history.
Yeah, I have a 25. Not much, actually.
You can give history. I mean, I would take anthropology too, to be honest. I know that's your bag.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna rip anthropology.
Yeah, go for it.
Ooh, 3. I should have.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Okay. So you would notice. I mean, maybe you would lock your attention might be drawn to two specific physical objects in the room that are displayed fairly prominently. One of them is the helmet that kind of matches the painting out front in the entranceway,
Okay.
and then one of them is the sword, which also kind of matches a little bit of what you saw in the painting, that giant portrait in the entranceway. Let me share. I can share them both with you. 1 second. Clickety click. All right. So first of all, you got the helmet itself, which is like this relatively tarnished, but you can see well preserved conquistador helmet. There's a small like indentation or like where it looks like it took a little bit damage in the back, but otherwise seems to be in quite good condition. And the other thing you see is this sword, which has been, you could tell, has been carefully preserved. The metal has been treated very nicely. Like there's some patining here and there along like the hilt and such, but it is done so in a way that looks quite beautiful. And like you can tell in the crossguard and the pommel itself, there's this little etching, this artistic etching that seems to have given it some level of flavor. And you can see those two things are displayed fairly prominently. You can tell obviously that these are Spanish. Like these match what you're seeing. And when Francisco is done like laughing at Patrick's story, he like might wander over as you're peering at it, and he says,
"Well, I see you have a wonderful eye. What exactly is your specialty? Is there a particular culture or a region, a geography that you have put your attention to over your career, Dr. Key?"
A good bit of it was spent on Latin culture.
I see. Oh, yes, it is very robust. And I can see why. The Romans have done well. They have left an indelible mark on the world. have they not?
Yes.
Yes.
But since my time in Mexico, I'm just finding myself more and more fascinated with the culture.
Well, I see. Mexico.
Or Merida, she should say, or she would say correctly.
It is a very complicated subject, and there is some history, but suffice to say, we do not, again, need to get into the geopolitical problems of the day. But these pieces here, I have been told by the curator of the museum, who has assessed these, that these belong to my ancestor, Francisco de la Benalcazar, and that this helmet he wore as he was exploring through the jungles of the Yucatan hundreds of years ago. This sword as well. I was told that he was a wonderful swordsman in his day. That he was trained by some of the greatest fencers of his time. And while I myself am not a violent man, there is something to the artistry of the form. It is almost like you are dancing. If you ever watched two men going back and forth in the fencing style, it is beautiful. It is like a waltz. It is like a tango. It's quite lovely. Do you know that my ancestor,
and you can say he's like looking up at it with like this sort of reference.
Yeah.
Knowing that these were his, it makes me feel as though this is a home, a complex home. Of course, he was a conquistador, so that in and of itself is quite complicated. But only, from what I am told, he found a local Maya woman, and that is where it all began. Yes, hundreds of years ago. So I have it willed to the museum. Should something befall me, if I die without an heir, if I have not yet found the right woman with which to have a family, that I will leave it in all of my collection to the museum itself.
That is very generous of you.
Oh, well, thank you. It is very kind. It is very kind.
You said he found a local Mayan woman?
Yes, indeed. Unfortunately, I know much less about... there's much less written about exactly who she was. The records themselves are not as well kept.
I discovered it was much more difficult to find information in the Museum of Mayan culture and the Sheshul people.
The Sheshul? Oh, the people, that is possibly because you are looking slightly incorrectly. It's more of a place, Shishan Sheshul.
Yes,
it is
yes.
I see the problem. To be honest with you, Dr. Key, it is not much to speak of. Guillermo Castillo, he is one of the guys that you brought, Mr. Luke. But if you would like an introduction to Castillo, I would be more than happy to make that. He is with Esposito having gone missing. Guillermo is certainly the finest guy that we have available. But anyhow, he has assured me that Shishan is truly just a crumbled walls with an old well, and he has said it's possibly not even Maya at all, and just colonial possibly.
Oh, there were no etchings or writings left behind that they were able to discover or translate?
As the last expedition who was headed in that direction was what was their name? It was just a few months prior. Oh yes, Sancho Dominguez, I believe. He and his expedition were also very interested in Shishan, which is very curious that two expeditions in such a short time would be interested in such a unimpressive. There are so many other Shishan Itza. It's far more interesting. Ushmal as well.
And you hear like from the other corner of the room, like Rick Luke is like, "Yeah, that's great. I've been down there. Not blessed place over there." And see, even the Gaucho over there seems to. Anyhow, so I can have a word with the curator, but more than likely
it is just a case of it's not as interesting as some of the other history in the ruins that we have available to us.
I see. I definitely would also like to check out Uxmal.
Oh, you would love it. And you just hear, and Luke suddenly, as if a magnet, I can tell you all about Uxmal. I've been there. It's a good place. Beautiful architecture. Puka. You know what that is? Anyhow. Oh, Mr. Luke, is it? I've heard wonderful things about you. I've not. I'm sorry that we have not had the chance to meet. Oh no, that's fine. I know you're quite a busy man. You've got lots of things going on. I appreciate you letting me into your wonderful home here. This is a mighty fine place. Oh, that is very kind of you to say.
But I would also appreciate that introduction. I'm sure Mr. Luke here will be a wonderful guide, as Patrick has already procured his services.
Indeed, contract signed and all.
And Beverly just kind of nods politely, because he is very intelligent, with all of his degrees and such. But
sure,
he's super a level higher than she needs at this time. And but she's like, I would love to speak with this other gentleman, especially regarding the guide who went missing. I find that's very bizarre with how much I heard how just well versed with the jungle he was.
Yes. It is quite sad. Jacinto, I would consider him a friend, to be honest. Well, obviously we move in different circles, of course, but multiple times he has gone out into the jungle with different groups here and there over the years, and he has brought back for me some of the wonderful finds that you could find in my home. So it was quite sad to hear of his, whatever has befallen him. The truth is, Dr. Key, and as I'm sure Mr. Luke here can attest, there is we have a bandit problem. Just put it that way.
See.
There are many people who would, if you were to come across them inside of the jungles, they would not think twice about taking everything you have and leaving you,
to die.
To die, or perhaps worse, slowly over time. So, normally, however, Mr. Jacinto is, as I said, my presumption is that taking on from what I have heard, the very, what is the phrase? Green adventurers, the academics from Mexico City, was perhaps too heavy a task for him. More than likely, they did something that they should not have. And then you hear Luke that happens. I can tell you. You take a group out who aren't too familiar, moving about in the world, kind of going about the jungles and the wilds and such, and gotta tell them, you gotta be careful what you sniff, gotta be careful what you touch, what you eat, all that kind of stuff. And sometimes folk don't listen. It's a shame. It's very well said, Mr. Luke. Very well said, though. Well, thank you, Francisco. Mr. De La Vega. Okay.
Has there been any other search parties perhaps sent out for Jacinto, or?
Yes, Guillermo Castillo, he organized a search of someone when they were, honestly, we expected them back months ago. They left in the spring. I know Guillermo went looking, and from what I could tell, was unable to find anything of interest. No sign, particularly. I would suspect that, unfortunately, they were taken. Sometimes ransomed, perhaps, if any of them were to be, were from a esteemed family. But unfortunately, no. There have been no signs. It was a very rainy season. I could say that as well.
And of course, that would ruin any hope of tracking.
Well, I am not much of an outdoorsman, as you can tell. I much prefer the walls, the ceiling, the dry places. Whatever of the fineries come to me as opposed to go to them. Hey, I'm the opposite way there, fella. I like heading on out into the wilds and the outdoors, kind of getting the open sky. Very good, Mr. Luke, very good. Okay.
Okay, whatever everyone else is doing. So
I would say Marie would take advantage of the fact that Mr. Luke kind of joined this conversation with Mr. De La Vega and Dr. Key. And so she would kind of hook arms with Will and kind of bring him over and show him this sort of hidden door that's in the room. And she would just, I'm not sure if you had taken note of this, but there does seem to be an area that we'll see if it shows up on the tour. I would guess not. I'm not sure that we have any particular reason to break into this mansion further, but if we have any reason to do so, this might be something that we should check out. That there's a door here, right? It looks to me like there's an outline of a door right here.
So yeah, you grab him, you bring him over. He was getting ready to go join his new best friend Rick, but you pull him over. I think Carmelita's probably near you too. And you can see that Will's got 2 beers, one for each hand, and it's not like he's drinking one and then the other. He's literally taking sips out of both as he comes over. He says something annoying. And then Marie, you would notice as you kind of reach out, like kind of maybe put your back a little bit to it and kind of just reach behind you, like almost like you're leaning against the wall. Like there's definitely like a hidden like doorknob in some ways. Again, none of it. It's not like a secret door in the sense of like it's not supposed to be opened or closed. It's well in the open. It's not hidden behind a bookcase. It's just like trying to blend in to make it look like the paneling of the wall is consistent. Mm-hmm. But it is locked. As you try to turn, it doesn't turn. It's definitely locked.
Well, it's even if we wanted to go in, it appears to be locked. This is not a thing that I am necessarily very good at doing with anything. Maybe we just make a note of it for. Well, let me see, and I'm looking real quick to see if I have. I've got a 21 in locksmith, and I've always got hairpins. So
you can certainly try. It wouldn't be difficult for you to be discovered with everybody in the room right now.
So, and Marie is kind of looking at Will, and she's kind of like moving in her hair to sort of like grab a hairpin, and perhaps Will actually has a moment of kind of being the smart one in the room who kind of just this maybe later, maybe still kind of put the hairpin back.
Okay, fair enough.
Make a note of it. And then I would say, there was a.
Is it fair to say that Carmelita saw that?
Yeah, Marie's not particularly.
Okay.
Yeah, because she was more concerned whether Mr. De La Vega noticed that.
No, of course. That's kind of what Carmelita is betting on, is that you are way more worried about him than her.
For sure. Yeah, I can definitely say that you'd have noticed that. And then I would say that I think there was a mention of an obsidian knife at some point. So she would kind of make note of the that door and then kind of look off in that direction. And really quick, sure. I just want to say welcome raiders from Infinite Monkey Tales. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for the raid. We are scoping out a very wealthy man's home in northern Merida, in the Yucatan, 1937. And they're looking for things to steal already. And they've been here for like 10 minutes. So it's
great. And he's so nice and welcoming.
He is very charming. So is anyone else looking to do anything while in this room? Tons of books, tons of things to look at. He seems very conversational. Every now and then you see like a new server will come by and they'll have more drinks to kind of like take away things that you've already drank and kind of give you some more. You also start to see a few of them will come in and they'll have not just drinks, but some of them will come in and they will actually have what looks like food. And so you can see like there's these like soft corn tortillas that are like kind of dipped in this like pumpkin seed sauce, and you can see like they've got like these like these little bits of like hard-boiled eggs and things kind of wrapped up. You can see that there's others that are just these like fried and stuffed tortillas, etc. here and there. And so like they're moving around, giving you these beautiful appetizers. And so you're welcome to eat as well if you're looking to start getting a few of these appetizers.
Absolutely. So I think Marie definitely is going to take advantage of any kind of free food. I think in this room, there was also the obsidian knife and a fragment of a codex were kind of other two things.
Right. So if you grab a little appetizer, so there's 3 different things. One of them looks to be like a It's actually more like these little individual porcelain plates. And you can see that they all have little cups of some kind of like it's like almost like kind of an orangey looking dip. It's like an orange guacamole almost. And you can see there are these crisp tortillas. This is called a sikil pak. Like if you ask the server, and it very much is like this pumpkin seed dip. I had time this morning, so I researched.
It's so good.
It made me so hungry this morning.
It's amazing. I love it
So
so much.
Yeah, apparently it's served similar to like guacamole, so it's pretty awesome. But it's not actual guacamole. It's pumpkin. So it's like all these like this sort of pumpkin seed stuff, and so there's little crispy tortillas and vegetables like you kind of can dip into it, and so like the servers will kind of demonstrate what to do and.
And Marie, in an earlier life, was a waitress, and so she definitely is, to the extent that her 13 in Spanish allows her to definitely kind of chat up the kind of servers as they come around about sort of like what the ingredients are and all of those kinds of.
Okay, so other things they'll give you. So there's sikil pak. There's let's see. Panuchos, which is basically fried and stuffed tortillas with like a black bean paste inside. You can see there's like little crumblings of like lettuce and avocado and pickled onion. There's what else did I have? So there's papazules. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. That one correct. That's like soft corn tortillas dipped in a pumpkin seed sauce, pepita, and then filled with chopped hard-boiled eggs and topped with a tomato chili salsa.
So if these are served on like small porcelain plates, Marie, again, having been a waitress, is sort of like balancing each of the three things sort of like on her hand as she like wants to like kind of try everything.
Okay. So you're just balancing them here and there, etc. And like there's places where you can kind of set that down. There's like little like half bookcases and like small tables and countertops and things where you can kind of set a few things down here and there. That's not an issue.
But compliments to whichever server happens to be in front of her. Compliments to the chef. We've not been here very long, but this is even beyond what we were able to pick up at the cantina when we were meeting someone. It's delicious.
They smile. I am pleased that you enjoy them. I will pass along compliments. Thank you, Mark.
And like they say this all back in Spanish, and you're getting like every third word with your 13% Spanish. You're not quite to fluency, but you're getting most of it. It's simple conversation, so it's pretty easy. Okay.
Yeah, and she as she is charming, like is definitely clearly sending along her praise. So hopefully whatever she says kind of gets along.
All right, fair enough. Okay, what is everybody else doing? What are we doing?
Carmelita is not eating, but she does she does kind of look at what's being served and has a small kind of gratified smile to herself about what's being served and how it's being served, and will absolutely tuck into more drinks.
Sure. Yeah, and like there's an unending supply, it seems. If you just you see someone comes over, you put like an empty bottle on and you grab another bottle and everything's good.
Yeah.
Okay. What about Patrick? What's he up to?
Yeah, I drop off my pretty much 3/4 full glass, pick up a cup of the chips, nibble on those, and ask Francisco about Sancho Dominguez. What was your impressions about this man?
Dominguez. Well, we had a very. He wanted to make sure. I don't want to presume, but I'm assuming that you are here because you are going to ask for the same thing that he asked for permission to cross the lands. Mr. Dominguez, I'll be honest with you. I myself, as I've said, I am not an outdoorsman. I am not like Mr. Luke here, or I presume like yourselves. You are in the Horn of Africa, you said. I am one who prefers the civilized world, you see. But even I was able to tell that Mr. Dominguez did not seem as if he was a man familiar with the jungles. He was a city man, it seems. And he did not come across to me like an academic either. He, unlike Dr. Key here, his curiosity it was not very impressive. But he was very persistent. There were weeks, perhaps even months, to be honest, where he would continually ask for my permission, and I just said no. To be honest with you, he is not. He came across as a man who had an ulterior motive, and he did not come across as honest. So I denied, and I denied, and I denied, but eventually he found the proper ways to flatter. I will not lie to you. He made a very generous donation to the museum, which was quite nice. And then finally, at the long last, I gave him permission, and I regret it, to be honest with you. My instinct was telling me that he was not a capable man, and that the expedition he had with him, none of them looked to be hardened world travelers. Jacinto, they paid him well. That I know. They were well funded, but yes, he struck me as a very very false man. Yes.
Did he say what he was after? What he wanted?
He wanted to go to Chishanjuzu, like yourselves. He would not say why. I told him the same things I told you. It is not a place of significance. It is just a handful of rocks in a dried up well, and possibly it was colonial, to be honest. But he said he wanted to go see.
Well, we won't lie to you. We don't really know him, but we are going to the same place as him.
Yes, and I'm very curious why that is. For years, no one would come here and ask you to go in that direction. Chichen Itza, yes, of course, but Chichen Itza, no, not at all. So the fact that there are two now, in less than a year, that have come here asking, it makes me wonder, what is it you are hoping to find?
I don't know, we met, I guess, a middleman. We both knew a guy in Mexico City.
Oh, wow. Who is this man?
Have you heard of the name Jonathan Brooks?
Jonathan Brooks? That sounds very American, and I don't know many Americans, I'll be honest with you. Jonathan Brooks. No, I'm sorry. It does not ring a bell.
Well, he was American, you're right about that. And he lined the pockets of many people. When he went down there, he saw some interesting things that led us to Dominguez.
So Jonathan Brooks is connected to Dominguez?
Yes, I believe they know each other, or knew each other.
That is interesting, because I do not recall Mr. Dominguez mentioning that he had a financier from America. He explained that he was from the Universidad in Mexico City, and that they were all on a archaeological expedition, a regional historical event.
That makes sense to gain your favor.
You say he tricked me. You say I was the wool was pulled over my eyes.
Sorry to say, I believe that's what happened.
But I suppose that does not answer my question. If they tricked me to gain access to a place of mundanity.
That's what we're thinking. There might be more to it than you might think. And if this bad man has tricked you, as you said, it's kind of the reason we're after him.
So you want to go there simply because Sancho Dominguez went there? I see. So you all are somehow rivals with this Dominguez, with this Jonathan Brooks?
Not with Dominguez, but with Brooks, yes. Things he did in Mexico City. Well, if he sent people out here to your place, might be up to no good.
Oh, so Jonathan Brooks was a bad man?
From the way we saw it, yes. Don't you agree? Beverly, Marie?
Yes, unfortunately. He had his hands into some unsavory businesses, you could say.
I will be honest with you. I I would need to know a little bit more information. If you're saying that he was an unsavory individual, and if you say that Sonso Dominguez was his partner, and if you're saying that you are following in his footsteps, I would like to know a little bit about what is going on my land.
Yeah, so some of the things that we've been traveling around have to do... the simplest way to describe it in terms of the risk to the local areas, it has to do with drugs. And Marie will sort of go into the story of Nancy back home and how, we've traveled to Los Angeles and Bangkok and Mexico City, and in each of these places, there's a drug trade that's been popping up, and it's even found its way, as Mr. Price told you, where many of us are from, Arkham, Massachusetts, and it's even found its way to my very own roommate. Has spent the last several months under its influence, and in its simplest form, this is what we are trying to prevent: the spread of, drugs do no good.
Are you speaking of marijuana?
No, that is a plant to my knowledge. It comes more as a liquid, not so much a leaf.
A liquid. There is a... I'm sorry if I am being overly obtuse here, but a liquid. A Chichenzozo? Or these are not connected? They are connected?
We're trying to determine if they are connected. He was very interested in this location because we're unsure of the origins of the drug, of nectar. We believe it may have been with some sort of just older history that maybe has been revived. We're trying to determine if it's like an ancient, not ancient, but has...
There seems to be crossover. So the individuals that seem to be perpetuating and spreading these drugs in Los Angeles and Mexico City and other places, there seems to be overlap between...
They seem to worship the same sort of beliefs.
Yes, and it may not be connected. Who knows? But it is a curious...
It's...
overlap.
Maybe we should sit down. This is
all very dizzying, I'll be honest. Yes. Pablo, is dinner ready yet? And like you could see, like lingering in the doorway was this like older kind of butler type. And he's like, yeah, yes, dinner is served. If your guests would kindly follow me. Like, yes, we should sit down. Yes, let's sit down, and we should have this conversation on a fuller stomach. Yes, it's all very confusing.
Yes. Marie will sort of take his elbow a bit, even if it's just sort of touching his elbow a bit. Didn't mean to spoil the dinner, of course, with these things. I'm so excited for the lovely food. The drink and the appetizers have just been treats. I can't even imagine what you have. Just trying to kind of get his mood back up to friendly again.
Oh, well, you are in for a wonderful treat. We are having... One moment, let me consult my pronunciation guide. We are having cochinita pibil. It's a slow roasted pork marinated in achiote in sour orange juice and served with pickled purple onions and warm tortillas, freshly made, of course.
Carmelita says under her breath, but loudly enough for everyone to... Oh, wow.
So
I want that for dinner now.
I know, right? We are so not having whatever we were going to have. Okay, so you guys are led inside to a dining room. And you can see this long, polished, like cedar table. You got these like monogrammed, like porcelain places here and there. These like lace runners, got these cut crystal goblets. You can see there's some sideboards on the walls. You can see like there's like Spanish silver. There's Oaxacan pottery and such that you would be able to probably tell, I would say, Bev, at this point. There's like a pelt hanging on the wall near the door. And there's also another painting. And it's like this, it actually looks like a more like a landscape spread with a large like pyramid in the middle of it. That's just sort of spread out there in front of it. You can see there's these two small individuals in the foreground that are kind of staring up at it. I can share that with you as well. Here we go. All right. And so you can see it's like this big ruin, like it's somewhat tiered, but it's some of the upper levels you could tell are crumbled in some way. And you got these two figures that may or may not be conquistadors. It's hard to kind of tell in the foreground, kind of staring off and clearly talking. And one by one, like you're led by like, this butler Pablo to like these different places. And like you kind of sit down at this long table. At the center of it, you can see the like various beautiful local flowers and things to kind of make this area so nice and lovely. And then like more drinks are served, water and food and such. And like each one of you gets this like big helping of food. Okay, so you sit down, you start talking. What's dinner conversation like?
I would say Marie might start up just a conversation with him about, because he had a record player earlier, and just kind of go a little bit light in with, kind of like, oh, it's lovely. One of the things that I have enjoyed most about our travels is when we're able to hear local music, and because that is kind of her drive, is sort of artistic sensibility. And so she like can't help herself but to kind of talk about the music and, kind of some of those local, if you have any places that I could perhaps bring some records back with me to Arkham to expand my musical ear, as it were. It's just lovely music.
Oh, well, I will be honest with you. I am sure that where you are from, you probably have a far more robust publication industry. We are usually a few years behind, I believe. Like even Mexico City, their production is far more advanced than ours. But I can provide you. I have my own personal collection, of course. I would be more than happy to play more with you, of course. But you owe me a song. Do not forget. That is the trade.
I did forget. I notice sometimes in the music stores, and yes, we may have more of them, but it's just whatever is popular these days, and they are not particularly international in what they keep in stock.
More local music. I would be more than happy to provide you with some of the local flair. Of course, more than happy to.
So that's kind of Marie's kind of lightening the beginning of dinner.
Okay. Anybody else bringing up any conversation? And actually, Patrick, I would want to. There's like a smorgasbord of like wonderful food here in front of you. You would probably want to roll a test for this.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's also yummy. Oh,
We'll roll a 90. I'm chowing in.
Okay, luck test.
Yeah, luck test.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean the food does look pretty amazing.
I did pass, so it only stirs for now.
Okay,
a little bit.
And like maybe it's mistook for like a stomach grumbling, and like Francisco, well eaten, my friend. Have you not eaten yet today? There's plenty of
starving. Only drink.
Well, that
Carmelita looks up as well because this is the first time.
All drink and no food is a bad recipe. I can tell you this myself. Yes, you must make sure that you have a foundation in your stomach to account for some of the drink, of course. But eat. There is plenty of food. As I said, we do not host very often. The staff was very overjoyed to hear that we were going to do something like this. So please, eat.
Don't mind if I do. I haven't had a proper meal since Ethiopia.
What is Ethiopian food like, if I might ask?
And we'll describe the kinds of things that we're given.
Cop out answer. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Okay.
Bev maybe steps in and gets a little bit too like technical about it.
Oh, yeah. That sounds very interesting. Well, I must say the cuisine here is Fossiberi, and our cook is he is divine. Wonderful. Now, let us talk about why you are here.
Indeed.
Why you are here in Merida? You are following in the heels of Sancho Dominguez, is what you have said, and it is something with a drug. You said it was in Los Angeles as well.
Yeah. Essentially, we're seeking your permission to go to that location to kind of hopefully cross it off our list as, like you said, as it just being an ordinary site of no importance. And
Dr. Keith, show him the letter. About from Jonathan to Sancho. They spoke with each other. They'll understand our side. It shows them in a bad light. I'm talking about the letter from Merida that Sancho wrote to Jonathan.
Yeah, there's one where there is one letter where Dominguez wanted to kill Francisco.
Oh,
yeah. I'm not sure if you guys checked your notes. Yeah,
no, I remember seeing that where he threatened he was going to shoot him.
Yeah, he's more trouble than he's worth.
Couldn't kill him.
Yeah,
it was a pity that he couldn't kill him.
And Beverly kind of winces, and she goes, "Here is some of the information we found."
Well, my goodness, I had that man. I gave that man my permission to cross the. This is he wanted to kill me. Oh, that is not the words of a gentleman.
No.
I will be honest with you. I am quite perplexed. I do not understand what is happening here. There is a man here who would say such horrible things in a letter, would send it to an American who seems to have more money than God, and financing all sorts of trips into a jungle to go to a place that means nothing. And now you're telling me that it is connected somehow to Los Angeles and Arkham and a drug and something about worshipping the same. I am very confused. Someone must please make sense of this for me.
It doesn't
Try to
even
make sense of it ourselves.
Exactly. It doesn't even make sense to us yet, but we're digging around to try to find what
we're trying to find those answers.
And why? I beg your pardon, of course, but why you all? Why are you all taking this task on? This seems like a very dangerous task to be chasing after a dangerous man into a dangerous jungle. Why would this be something that I mean no disrespect, but a respected academic, a lovely, beautiful singer. Patrick, we did not talk about your profession, but and I do not mean to speak out of place, but it sounds as though you were very interested in settling down and having a family, and this task that you are on seems to have interfered with that somewhat. Mr. Luke, I can see wanting to go out there. Thanks, partner. Yeah, thank you. That's wonderful. And Miss Carmelita, what is your interest here?
My interest is mostly personal.
You have a personal interest.
It is. It is much closer to home for me. One of the Jonathan Brooks it's been made clear earlier tonight that Jonathan Brooks and just now that he's not a good man. He was additionally involved in the murder of a very close friend of mine, and following that trail has led me here.
Jonathan Brooks killed a person that is close to you. I am so very sorry.
Thank you.
So, I guess Jonathan Brooks, as far as I know, did not come here, though. It was Sancho Dominguez.
No, he funded Sancho Dominguez, and yes, we are on Sancho Dominguez's trail. And
so you are looking
our help that we need from you.
So Sancho Dominguez was involved in the murder of your friend?
That is my current working theory.
You think he is hiding in the jungles, avoiding prosecution?
I do not know. I have been led. This is where my drill goes cold.
Well,
And
So
her trail links with
step
ours.
The next step is going into the jungle past your lands.
I see. And you all... I'm sorry. Are you all not one large group? Have I misunderstood this? I thought all of you were together.
Carly kind of looks away.
We recently met Carmelita and offered for her to join us in our expedition.
Oh, I see. I have been very rude. I have presumed knowledge of this.
I did not offer any challenges. Please do not feel like you have done anything wrong. You have not.
Well, and so you all are also searching for Sancho Dominguez because of this drug of some sort.
Yes. We believe that they try to do production at what could be called holy sites. Sort of a desecration of natural sites and such. And we would like to stop that and verify that it's not occurring.
What a absolutely horrible thing to... That is... Yeah, that sounds... I mean, that sounds bad, but it also sounds really strange, too. Yes, Mr. Luke. Yes, it does. Huh.
It is strange. It is very strange.
Y'all didn't tell me nothing about this when we were, signing the contract and stuff. You just said you want to go out there, and I said, let's go. We can take some pictures and such. And
yeah, I didn't get to meet with you before the contract was signed. I do apologize.
No, it's all right. They said they were in charge. And, well, no, this one right here, he points over to Will, and Will is like...
and Beverly just looked at him, and she just kind of shakes her head and laughs. And
well, if there is a man on my property, on my lands, I should say, if there is a man on here who is a murderer who might be involved in a drug trade, then yes, I do believe that he needs to be rooted out. That you don't think that the reason Jacinto did not come back is because they harmed him? Oh, and it looks like he's like, oh no.
Yeah, I hope not, because they would need a guide to return. I don't believe that they had the capability to lead themselves out, but we also don't know the entire status of what they planned to do when they went out there.
And they are
We will find out, though, and once we get there, we will
with your permission.
Yes, but we should contact the authorities about this. We should let them know. The law enforcement here in Merida is second to none in the country, as far as I'm concerned.
You could, but they're very single-minded in what they're doing, and so I also have concerns for Esposito, because if Sancho Dominguez believed that he had served his purpose, as you can see from this letter, they let nothing stand in their way. And this is where the beliefs come into play, that it's not just about making money from drugs. They also have this belief in what they're doing. They think there is a higher calling to what they're doing. And so it's even just beyond, as we say in America, the almighty dollar. It's more distressing than that because of the belief.
Okay, one of you, give me a persuade test, probably. Yeah, I mean, all of you have kind of chimed in here, so any one of you could make this roll.
Not me, please. Anyone else? I have a 10.
Mine is 60.
60 is pretty good. You want to, Carmelita, you want to make it? And I would say,
what's Marie? What do you add? Aren't you higher?
I've got 73.
Oh,
you
wow.
should do it then.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, between the two of you, I'll say then take a bonus die if you want Marie from Carmelita. She's particularly skilled at this, so I think the two, especially with the personal story that Carmelita shared, that was probably something that could sort of help sway him and then like just doubled reasons for why to go after Sancho, it seems.
Oh, heck yeah. It was going to be a pass anyway, but with the bonus die, it is an 8 under 73.
Hell yes.
Okay. Well, I cannot say that I understand entirely what is happening here, but I am quite alarmed by the fact that a man could lie to my face, could lie to anyone's face, the way that Mr. Dominguez has done to me. And while he has not wronged me the way that he has wronged Miss Carmelita, and it sounds as though that he has perhaps perpetuated some sort of evil. Well, yes, you may cross the lands. You have my permission. And he looks over towards like where Rick and Will are, and they're like, kind of like they're doing like they're drinking from beers and such. And he's like, I am sure Mr. Luke will do a fine job. Yeah, that's right, friends. I read every book there is about this place. I read Into the Yucatan. I saw, and he's like, hang on a second. And I saw you had up on your shelves in there. That other one. What's it called? Damn it. Hang on. I don't remember the name of it. The Stevens and Catherwood one. Yeah, that one. Incidents of Travel. I like that one. Not as that one's doesn't quite have the that one doesn't quite have the the excitement of Mr. Cartwright. He doesn't really like kind of tell the tale in a way that is correct, Mr. Lucas, because it is an academic text. It is not. Never mind.
Yeah. Is that something perhaps that I could read?
I could provide it to you, but it does not involve. I have read it before. I've read many things, of course. It is kind of a hobby of mine in some ways to read how outsiders look at our lands through that lens. Stevens and Catherwood they are not local. They have done. Mm-hmm. They have traveled across the Yucatan, but there is nothing about Shishan. Not Shishan Zozul, I should say.
Okay.
But I if you would like, I could make it available to you. Certainly.
I would appreciate that. Books are the way to my heart. And
are they now? Well, I have a very vast library. And he gives you like a big smile.
And she'll return flirtily return the favor.
Okay.
Marie raises an eyebrow.
Well,
Mr. De La Vega,
Francisco, please.
Yes, Francisco. Since you were just speaking of how well read you are about local culture, as we have been attempting to trace down the impetus for this travel and whatnot, and the name Golshumal has come up. Is that something that you might know anything about or have any books?
I am sorry, what is the name? What is the word?
Golshumal?
Are you sure you are pronouncing it correctly? I do not mean to insult, of course. Your Spanish is quite lovely.
Oh, hopefully it'll be a bit better after today. But, and so she'll, as she believes that we've heard, and she'll sort of spell it, Golxumal, I believe, is what we think.
I am sorry, Marie. I cannot say that is a familiar term to me.
Golgoroth?
You have me at a loss. As I said, I am not I went to university, of course, but I'm not like Dr. Key here. I have no advanced degrees in archaeology or anthropology, so these terms could just be beyond my knowledge. I'm afraid to say.
Didn't finish school myself. Can I roll a psychology on his denial of knowing these?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh man. I gotta do some quick math. All right, I rolled a 96 and my psychology is a 72. But I really want to know about this. So
that's going to be 16 luck.
Mm.
You said a 76. You have a 76 and
I have a 72.
72 and you need to get to 96. So 24.
Yeah. Huh, I only have 37 luck. The truth is out there. And the 24.
You don't get the sense that he is like straight up lying to you. Like, you definitely, over the course of conversation, maybe it's because you've been drinking a little bit here and there, like you get some sense that he probably like is keeping some things to himself or some things hidden or things like that, but like you can't pinpoint any like one particular lie or something like that. He just kind of seems like he comes across very open, but there's probably some things that he isn't saying.
Sure. Okay, but there wasn't an obvious like, oh, you know that name.
No, you didn't read that. You didn't read anything like that in him. No.
Well, I apologize. Again, these individuals seem to have made up, perhaps, these beliefs that guide what they do. But as you can see from the letter in your hand, it has made them quite dangerous men.
Well, I am just glad that Sancho Dominguez here did not follow through on his attempts to kill me. I would not have been able to meet you wonderful people. But you may, as I said, you may travel. Mr. Luke, I am sure, is a quite capable guide, and I am sure that when Mr. Will, oh goodness, he does not look so good. When he is not filled with drink, I'm sure he is quite capable as well. But yes, you may travel. But now let us talk of nicer things, like dessert. And like you can see, like coming in, you can see like some of the staff and they're like putting in front of you dolce de papaya with queso de bola. So dolce de papaya with queso de bola. So it's apparently, I don't know how good this researcher is. This is really fast research, so I apologize if I'm way off. But apparently it's a traditional Yucatecan dessert. It's made using native fruit, and it pairs queso de bola, and it's like got some like cheese and stuff with it and everything too. And you get this, so all of you get this little piece in front of you. So anyhow, what is everybody doing? It's getting late. You guys have been here for hours. You've been drinking. You've been eating. You've been talking. What's everybody doing?
My stuff froze. Okay, hi. Bev would probably ask him about the painting in the dining room, and the significance of that location.
Oh, this right here. And he kind of like motions towards it. Well, this is a very interesting one. This is by a man, painted by a man who has never been here before. But this is what he believes Mayan ruins to look like. As I said, it is, I find it somewhat amusing, you see, to see how quaint and inaccurate the views of outsiders of my homeland is. And I believe Mr. Duncan here, the artist, I believe he did read Gatherwood's book, but he has never himself come here. So, much of this is just his fanciful belief of what they look like. As I said, I am not an explorer myself, but it makes me smile. You see, is that wrong? Am I? What does the Americans say? Am I a little shit?
And that kind of draws a surprised, hearty laugh from Beverly, and she just kind of shakes her head. No, it's very, very brilliant and on the nose.
Okay. Is anyone else looking to do anything?
I would say Marie will comply with the request to sing a song for him.
Okay. So after dessert, maybe you guys retreat back to the salon. He like You see, like everyone's kind of anyone who wants to be could be like sitting on some of those like credenza or something like that, and like he turns the he like takes the needle off of the record player, and Marie kind of belts out a song. Wonderful, love it. Roll you never really get to do this very often. Roll an art singing test. Let's say how you do as you've been drinking.
Oh, I did just fine. I rolled a 13 under 86 with his extraordinary success.
Okay. I mean, you do sing in nightclubs a lot, so maybe you that's just like your that's like your
Slosh is her default state for singing.
booze
Yes.
to you is like spinach to Popeye or something like that. Okay. All right. Is anyone
I get
looking
try
to do
level up
anything
my
else?
Singing.
Yeah, I know. I figured this was a great time because you never really get to do it.
No.
Amazing.
Is anyone want
Just
to do
a
anything
little
else?
bit of flavor. When Rick Luke mentioned the books, Carmelita very distinctly rolled her eyes and did not look like she was hiding her irritation at him. Also, throughout dinner, Delavika might be the only one who has noticed this, but when Carmelita eats, it's very sort of like high-end European style of like using the cutlery in front of her. Like it's quite formal. But I don't, but she's not like making a thing out of it. And I don't think anyone would notice, even maybe he does. But that's about it. So nothing specific. Her goal really is to understand this group better.
Maybe Will like points it out, like looks over at you, and he's like doing everything wrong, and like he's just like, "Why are you doing that? Just pick it up with your hands." And puts it in his mouth, kind of smothering someone's face.
That's not how I was raised.
Okay, you just eat another one. Whatever it is. Okay. Anybody else?
Seeing all the plates I've devoured, the drinks I've drank, my hand's a bit moist, and I must excuse myself. I'm gonna find the washroom.
Sure. Make it like a staff will direct you. No problem. Down a hall, not an issue.
And while I wander around this house, I'll just listen, see if there's noises about.
Sure. You can roll a listen test.
Classic, looking for a bathroom, wandering around.
78 over 75. I'll spend a look.
Damn, you got good ears. Mostly what you overhear is Spanish conversations. You can roll a Spanish test.
Sure.
You do overhear some staff.
Got 10 Spanish. I rolled 57.
Okay. Most of what you can make out is probably like basic communication between staff members that seems to be mostly about like, these Americans can drink. Like, I think we're running out of this, we're running out of that. So stuff like this. There's more conversation between them that you probably can't translate with a 57 over a 10 there. But most of it seems to be like, yeah, they're talking about you all. But it seems to be in relation to your food, your drink, and your capacity. And maybe one or two are like making fun of Will or something like that.
Great.
Everybody else?
There's a codex that I am very interested in. I don't know if it's in this like parlor room, so maybe she has to ask Mr. Delavega.
It was in the library. I think it was in the library. So yeah, in the let me see. Yeah, there's a brittle little codex fragment in the library. So where are the books? You guys are currently in the salon, which is down the hall from the library.
Yeah, so could I go look at the codex in your library again?
Of course, go right ahead. My mikase sukase.
Thank you.
Rarely have been able to say that in a.
But yeah, sweet.
Okay.
She scurries off to go check that out.
Give me a archaeology test as you are in the library by yourself.
32, hard success.
Okay, this seems to be a impartial. It's not. It's definitely small, brittle. It's broken off, but it seems to be of some kind of calendar, some almanac kind of thing. Kind of tracks, or like it seems to track or try to predict like kind of weather of some kind.
Okay.
It's certainly Mayan origin, no doubt. But it doesn't seem a cult particularly in any nature.
Okay. And then wasn't there a knife in this room as well?
There was just like some kind of like a dark blade, like obsidian blade. I'll roll it over. It just seems like some sort of ceremony, like your archaeology test. It just seems like some sort of ceremonial dagger.
Okay.
You don't know if there's any specific significance to it. It looks beautiful though, so it looks like he might have been using it more of a display piece than anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because the main thing I was thinking, I wanted to check and make sure it didn't look like the piece of the shard that Shyma had.
Oh no.
Okay.
No. Definitely the composition of it, what is made out of is different. One of the things you probably would have noticed at this point, everything that you've come across here seems fairly benign archaeologically, anthropologically. Like there's nothing that seems to be on display on the shelves or in any of the cases that has any kind of suggestion of like a cult, of sort of like of a cult background. Like even some of the things that you're looking at in here, like some of the fragments and things, none of it suggests anything more than just sort of everyday finds. In other cases, it might be religious in some ways, but nothing that seems to you to be nefarious in any way.
Okay.
Like nothing like kind of raises that occult eyebrow of yours as you're moving through these halls and looking at his various display cases.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, because I think I have the highest mythos of all of us at 7%.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, for sure. Marie's in at 5. Marie would, since Will and Luke have been imbibing and whatnot, she would sort of see if she can kind of sidle back over to Francisco.
You're understanding? Yeah, if you're in the room with them, certainly, no problem.
So you mentioned that you had faith in Luke's skills, but also that you also have perhaps more belief in Guillermo Castillo. Might this be a situation where 2 guides are better than 1?
Certainly, I could. As I said, I would be more than happy to make an introduction to you. Outside of Jacinto, there is nobody who understands these struggles better than Guillermo.
Perhaps, as Dr. Key mentioned, the boys rushed their contract with Luke. I believe Mr. Sawyer felt a kindred spirit in Luke, and perhaps we might.
They do appear to be 2 peas in a pod.
You can see like they're over in the corner and they're just drinking. Like you can see like there's a giant pile of beer bottles, and there's a waiter next to them just shaking their head, their eyes wide at the number. The 2 of them are just going to town.
They are very thirsty, it seems. Where is it that you all are staying? Is it? I believe it was the Casa Azul. Yes.
Yes. That sounds right. Yes.
I shall send a message to Guillermo, and I will tell them to look for you there, and he will come find you.
You are.
Are you busy tomorrow?
Generous. I do not believe so. We are taking our time trying to research everything that we might need to, and not rush headlong into the jungle, as there are
very prudent,
dangerous individuals out there.
Unfortunately, there are, and from what you have said, it seems it's possible there could be quite more dangerous ones in there as well. They've taken up with bandits, perhaps part of their drug production, whatever it is that you have called it. But no, I will send a note. I will have Isabel fetch Mr. Castillo for you, and he will find you.
Thank you. That's very, very generous of you. I do have another question.
Of course, sir.
This location that we believe that we may be going to, is this... I understand that we are passing through your land. Is the belief of where this is located also on your land or beyond what would be owned by you?
As far as I have been told by Castillo, who has in fact been to Chichen Shoshu, he is the one who has told me that it is nothing to be impressed with. It is just beyond. But if you were to take a different route there, it would add days and days to your journey, and you would be traveling over treacherous terrain. And I have already given you my permission, of course.
No, sorry, you mistook my meaning. When we recently traveled in Ethiopia, there was a very old location there that had been involved in what had been going on with the cults or beliefs there, and they had essentially destroyed the area to make sure that it could not be a part of anything coming back again. And so I just wanted to check to see, is this area something that is on your land or otherwise, if it seems to be contributing to some type of legal activity. And she's not her usual confident self kind of as she's saying this. She's just kind of trying to put out there that sometimes the way to thwart these things comes from sort of making sure that no one can access it.
I am uncertain of the question that you just asked me. You said many words.
Yes. I just wanted to make sure that if anything were to happen to that location, that we would not be damaging anything on your property.
As I said, Guillermo has assured me that this place is, well, it is probably not even Maya to begin with. It is more than likely colonial, and it is nothing to be impressed with. So if something were to happen to it, I do not think there is anyone who would be particularly upset with that. Myself included.
And Marie kind of like takes a big sigh of relief at that. Oh, that is very, very good to hear.
Do you all often leave destruction in your wake?
We were not the ones in Ethiopia that had done that had come years before our arrival, but it seemed effective. And so that is...
You are planning to destroy Chichen Shoshu?
Oh, no. We are attempting to locate the individuals who may be there. Just
and destroy them
to think ahead.
While they are... I would not have taken you to be a bloodthirsty woman, but you seem to have layers to you, Miss Min.
Oh, and I have seen things these last few months that were not just traveling the world to see hear pretty sound and hear lovely music, unfortunately. And her face sort of goes a little bit dark for a second. But we will not think of such things tonight. We have made a wonderful friend in you, and you are going to make an introduction.
He takes drinks off a tray and hands one to you and one to himself.
Did she?
Yeah.
In an unladylike type of manner, drinks with some rapidity with that drink that was provided.
It's like a sherry. It's basically like an after dinner sherry.
Dessert, yeah.
There's a name for it. I can't remember what it's called. Probably have it in my notes somewhere. But
and she doesn't even do her cautious sort of smell of it beforehand. She just sort of shoots it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is anyone else doing anything?
Nothing particularly. Thank you.
If that is the case, but you, Bev, last call.
Not that I can think of right now. He did say I could read the book later. So.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah, I'll give you that. That's fine. He can give you that book. No problem.
Nice.
Cool. What about you, Patrick? Anything?
I'll scoop up Will, piggyback him back to the hotel.
Okay. So we'll say that the night will then come to temple will close. If you all have nothing left to do, you will say your goodbyes. Everyone is filled with food, with drink. You have received permission. You've made a new friend. And you all leave this beautiful estate. It is late at night. And you begin the trek, probably via some sort of driver, because you do actually have a driver. Alejandro, perhaps, is waiting for you to take you back to Casa Azul. And we will go ahead and we'll end it there. I'll say that is it for tonight.
Yay!
Yeah, and this is weird. It's like 3 days. You guys haven't killed anyone, and no one has died.
We haven't.
I'm sure.
So weird. This does not feel right.
My paranoia levels are just rampant.
I wasted 24 luck just to see if this man wasn't lying about knowing a name.
Yeah. She did. Did you waste it though?
Carmelita is going to ask about tomorrow. Like, what are these names?
Tomorrow I'm going to do a hangover roll to see who remembers everything that happened. And so we're going to.
So lovely. Cool. And I'm so very hungry now.
I know.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Dude, your food descriptions are just like.
I looked at
off
stuff.
The chain.
There was so the optional wine was, I think it's Jerez, which is like I think it's a Spanish sherry. That's essentially what it is. There's also, none of you asked, but I think I gave it to it. It's like it's hard to pronounce. Stabentun, which was like the liqueur, which is the honey liqueur. Yeah. And there's tequila if you wanted it, but it wouldn't be in cocktails. It'd be like these small, neat glasses. So it's not, but as far as I could tell, it's not regional to the Yucatan. But he would easily be able to get some stuff like that. But the Carta Clara beer, I think, is. So anyhow, simple, quick.
Yeah.
This is what happens when I know exactly. I was telling them, this is what happens when I know exactly what encounter you guys are going to go into. And I can do extra prep during the morning before session. Otherwise, it's just like they could go 1,000 different directions. I don't know which way they're going to
go. I can't even imagine like how many tabs there are. And just like depending on which book or which thing.
I like to think you have like a couple different tabs, like the will tab for if he does something absolutely insane, like the potential Patrick responses to things.
Yeah, something like that. There's a few things like with Patrick's, like, with what he's been doing.
Yeah, with his arm
definitely
and stuff.
Some catastrophes
Yeah,
and stuff that could befall him. Certain things go wrong for sure. All right. Well, let's do our closing plugs and we'll get on out of here. And we're gonna go all have some kind of Mexican food tonight, so that's gonna be great. I'm gonna start.
I actually am.
Be like, hey, Steven, shut up. Yeah. All right. Maitreyi, where can we find you on the internet?
I am Maitreyi's Games on YouTube, where I make system agnostic or multi-system development content that centers the GM and player experience.
Fantastic. Even though Steve is not here, I am still going to plug his wonderful game, Huckleberry RPG. You can find it at huckleberryrpg.com. You can find it up on Drive-Thru RPG. You can find the Quick Draw edition. You can find it up there. And then in a couple months, it's going to be on BackerKit, and you can back it and get your own physical shiny copy. It's an awesome Weird West horror game with all sorts of wonderful cinematic action. You should definitely take a look at it. And don't tell him I said nice things. As for our streaming schedule, next up is Monday, where we're going to play my game. As I have been tinkering with a game for a few years now, and I'm finally going to dust it off and show it. So we're going to be playing a game that I call We're in Danger. That is the game. So a few of us from the Monday group are going to hop in, and we're going to play a little one shot or two shot of that, see how that goes. Tuesday, we should be getting into Hardwired Island with Kipser. We're going to be making characters, maybe starting up our campaign that night. Next Thursday, we're starting up a new game as well. Lots of new stuff next week. Why does this always happen?
It always comes together.
We really gotta start not stacking these things. It's really stressful on me. But Thursday, Legend of the Mist. We've done our session 0, so we're actually going to do our first play session of that. Next Friday, we should be doing Magnus Archives, and then we'll be back next Saturday with more Call of Cthulhu, where we're going into a jungle and see what's happening. But that's it for us. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Thank you to the raids tonight. I think we had, Infinite Monkey Tales? Is that correct, Melissa? Perfect. Thank you. Thank you for that raid. If you haven't followed that channel, make sure you do. But that's it for us. We'll see you all later. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
I'll be seeing you.